Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas, and I'm delighted to be welcoming someone who is going to share mantra for success with us. Someone who has shared wealth of his wisdom in the form of a book, which is Squeeze the Orange, Your Mantra for Success by Samir Lalji. And why did he chose this title? I will ask him, but before that, I also want to mention that he, in addition to being an author, is also a speaker, motivator, community leader, award-winning blogger. He writes weekly columns in newspapers. He speaks six languages in addition to, of course, Hindi and English. Based in Canada, he was recently awarded the Global Citizen Award for Community Service and Mentoring. And what all lies with Samirji, we'll learn from him. Namaste, welcome.
Namaste. Thank you very much for inviting me here. Such a pleasure. Such a pleasure. I
So,
think I'm
Samirji,
coming here for the second time. Long time back, I talked to you, and then again today. It's a
right,
great pleasure.
I think that time it was more like an author who writes in Hindi, right?
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So let us begin by your love for different languages and which language you feel most comfortable in expressing yourself.
Uh, Love for languages. In fact, it was rather. I would not say love. It was necessity when I was going through my career journey or life journey. So, because I was born in a Hindi-speaking family, so Hindi was a natural my mother tongue, and till date, I feel most comfortable in Hindi because that is what my thoughts come from. And when I speak English, basically everybody thinks in their mother tongue. English we translate, and what happens with the practice, the translation become faster, but still we think in Hindi. So then people don't recognize that this guy is translating, but technically we are translating all the time. And then I lived in because my grandparents were from UP, so Bhojpuri was my natural language because my grandmother and grandfather will talk in Bhojpuri. Then I moved to do my CA in Mumbai, and to live in Mumbai, you need to know Marathi for sure. And or most of the clients were Gujarati clients because most of the business people in Mumbai are Gujarati people. So Gujarati, I can read and write and speak everything,
Wow.
all three, because that is what you used to deal with your clients. And then naturally English is another language. So that way I can Punjabi, I can understand Urdu, I even write Urdu words in my poetry because of ghazal and all.
I think
So
you're a very rich man with so many languages known to you. And
yeah,
if I may request, Bhojpuri became popular with some of the movies also, maybe Dilip Kumar in Ganga Jamuna, what he
yeah,
used.
yeah.
आप बोलकर बताएं कुछ भोजपुरी में.
Bhojpuri, I don't, I mean, if somebody is talking to me in Bhojpuri, I can very well understand and
अच्छा.
I can very well respond in Bhojpuri itself. But initiating from my side, I can, ka halwa, I can say that to ask. So,
I
but
know.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
I didn't want to put you on the spot. Let's go to the book, and I would like to mention to our viewers that this is a very, very good read and very inspiring. And the book, as if it speaks to the reader. And the book is dedicated to Sadhana ji. And I will begin by requesting you to elaborate on the mantra which you received from her. That is, you can and you will.
yes. So I was always writing in Hindi, and I was number one blogger for writing in Hindi, and I won the award for Indies Blogging Award for 2007. So I always used to feel that I'm meant to write Hindi only, and I was writing Hindi. Then my poetry book came, and then my novel came. Everything was in Hindi. And Sadhana kept on saying that now we live in Canada, and it's good that you be with your language, you write in Hindi, but at least come up with for all your friends here, those who do not understand Hindi, at least write something they should know you as an author. And you talk to so many people, when you can speak, you can write. And if you think you can do it, you'll do it. If you think you cannot do it, you will never do it. So I tried to postpone it as much as possible. But then in 2020, when 2020, when the COVID kicks in, that is the time I started talking to all the international students. Like, I thought where they will go and what they will do, because nobody is meeting them now. There's no networking connections for them. And then I started mentoring them. And when I was mentoring them, Sadhna used to listen all the time. And she says, when you're giving them so much wisdom, why don't you bring it into the book? And that is where this book started. And
Okay, let us hear about the title, how he zeroed down on this title, and there is a poetry involved in Squeeze the Orange.
Excuse the Orange is basically, when I think about the success, or when I think about anybody, any successful people in the world, the most important thing, they all have a very strong discipline. And 99% of them have a very solid morning routine. And when I analyze my morning routine, start my day at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I go for meditation for 1 hour, and then as the sun is coming out, I want to be outside to see the sun is coming out. And you'll see that when sun comes out, it's a orange ball, and the whole sky will become orange at the time when the sun is coming out. That is the time nature is telling you, look, I brought orange for you, without discriminating. You're rich, you're poor, you're white, you're black, you're Indian, you're Canadian, doesn't matter. Come, I have brought oranges for you. Take it, squeeze it, and as much as you want to squeeze, it is in abundance. There is no shortage of oranges. As much as you want to take, you take it, squeeze it whole day. Now it is your choice. You want to get up and go and get up, they take the orange, or you just want to want to keep sleeping. Again, it will not punish you for that. It will come next day again. Any day you can decide to get that orange and start squeezing it. Earlier it is, better it is. Uh, but the challenge is how many people realize it, that I have to go out and get the orange and squeeze the orange. Nobody will squeeze it for you. It is, and it will never happen. Okay, someday I will squeeze it. That someday will never come. You have to decide one day that now I'm going to get up, get all the resources. And this is basically, oranges are a metaphor for the resources. The word is sitting there with the
Sorry,
resources.
let me interrupt. When you mentioned about you getting up at 4 a.m. every day, I'm sure many of our young viewers would, not all, of course, but many, and neither young. I mean, most of us are not early risers.
You're right.
Leave aside four, many of us don't get at five, six, something like that. So now, was it natural for you to be an early riser, or you had to
No,
work on it? And
I
allow
had
me to
to.
add, and I take this from your first chapter of the book, where you talk about the importance of self talk also. So as
You're right.
I'm telling you, we keep telling ourselves, oh, an 8 hour sleep is a must, and I am not in a position to sleep early, so I have to get up late.
Yeah,
And what is right for him is actually not right for me. I'm okay the way I am. So that is a self talk. So talk
you're
to
right.
me about self talk.
Yeah, self talk is very decisive, because normally your subconscious mind is the biggest player in your life. And people call it chimp mind or chimpanzee or whatever you want to call. It will project itself as your best friend. As soon as you decide, now I'll start going to gym from 1st of January. First of all, this is your subconscious mind telling you, let's start from 1st of January. That is New Year. What is 1st of January? Nothing. It's just a date. You could have started on 11th of December when you are thinking about it. But your mind will not let you do that. It will ask you to wait till 1st of January. On 1st of January, it will take you to the gym. And in 1st of January, you go to the gym and you look at it, and then it will explain you, okay, now you look at it, register yourself, and we'll start from tomorrow. It will not let you start on that the same day. Next day it will tell you, you don't have shoes, you don't have exercise clothes, and let's buy it. And today it's very late, we'll go tomorrow. Now it is a third. And this way it will keep on postponing everything. And by the time you realize that you're not gone to the gym, it's already 7 8 months past. And again in September, October, you're sitting there, and it will remind you, okay, this year is gone, don't worry about it. Your health is still good. We'll start from 1st of January again. So this is the nature of your subconscious mind. And as soon as you start not listening to that subconscious mind, if you start talking to your self-talk are like this, no, whatever it is, I'm going from today, I'm doing this today. And there is a biohack which I do every day. I get up and I do my meditation, and the first thing after that I do, I get into the shower, and I take the coldest possible shower. And my mind will keep on saying, "Don't do that, don't do that. It's very cold, and you might get the flu, you might get pneumonia. But it's very cold outside, and you just took it yesterday. You can take it today, but why you are taking it?" But you have to shut it down and just take that cold shower. And now your subconscious mind knows that this guy doesn't listen to me, and the whole day it will not bother you. Then it's only because we listen to them, it tells us all. So the self talk is very important when you shut it down
I
and
think,
only
sorry,
take the positive things from it.
the way you have mentioned about the separation between body and mind, I think it comes only with sustained practice of meditation. So let us hear a little bit about how you were initiated into meditation, and how easy or difficult it is for someone to start on this path.
Yeah. So easiest way is to just do it for 1 minute, do it for 2 minutes, and you'll realize. And people tell me that as soon as I close my eyes, all the thoughts starts coming, and that is why you're doing meditation. Because if no thoughts are coming, you don't need meditation, right? So let them come, welcome them, and again try to bring your thoughts onto your breathe, and then when you're breathing, you just watch that, and all of a sudden you'll find that your mind has gone again somewhere. So just keep on bringing it back, and that's the normal practice of. But I was introduced to meditation when I was very young, and Maharshi Mahesh Yogi, if you heard of his name.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
his
Transcendental
disciples.
meditation.
Exactly. His disciples came to my town, and they taught me how to do the meditation. But as a kid, I never did that much. But when I grew up and when I became chartered accountant, all of a sudden Maharshi Mahesh he became my client.
Oh, is
And
it? Wow.
yeah, yeah. I worked with Maharshi Mahesh, I worked with Osho, and I worked with Shankaracharya, all three of them. So I was financial consultant to all three of them, Badrinath Kedarnath and Osho and Maharshi Mahesh. So that was I was lucky to have worked with them personally, very closely.
Oh, so
Uh,
you sat down in person with Osho also?
yeah, yeah, with Osho, with and they were all from Jabalpur.
Um, what did you feel around, let's say, Osho? Let us focus on Osho for some time.
Yeah, yeah,
Were you like in person sitting with him? I mean,
yeah,
he's
yeah,
like, yeah.
yeah. I sat with him in person, and he would not talk much. He was mostly quiet. And same thing, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. They are quiet people, and they try to spend most of their time alone, and they will speak only little, and especially when they are giving their discourse, that is the time they are speaking the most. Rest of the time they will just respond only what is required. So but you can see the vibration coming out of in that area where they are sitting. Even if you close your eyes, you know that they are sitting there. It's such a huge vibration. And Maharishi Mahesh Yogi used to sleep just 3 4 hours in the night, because he used to think that 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening, there was a fixed time for the meditation, and that was worth, I think, 8 hours of sleep. So after that, he'll just sleep for 4 hours, and he wanted every single detail, smallest detail. He'll talk from Holland. So Holland to Noida, where his main ashram was there, it was always a hotline. He'll just pick up the phone and he'll be with people there asking what is happening, what projects are going on. So he was very closely watching everything. And from 1st of January to 14th of January, he'll go on in silence. And 14th of January, on Guru Purnima, he'll come out, and then he'll speak about what are the plans for the next whole year, all the projects and everything. So that way, those people are like, you can feel them that they are special. It's not that people made them special; they are special.
Absolutely. So 14 January is Makar Sankranti. Guru
Makar
Purnima
Sankranti,
is,
sorry, yeah, Makar Sankranti, he'll declare his program. Yeah.
right, right. So coming back to, to your meditation, so they inspired you to meditate.
So I did their meditation. I did Osho's Nath Brahma Dhyan. I did that. I did transcendental meditation with Maharshi. But I was always somewhere in my mind there was a plan to go to Goenkaji to do Vipassana, because I heard that was 10 days plan, and these people never had that 10 days plan.
Mhm.
So I said I'll do that one day. And but in India, I never got the chance because I was involved because of my business as chartered accountant and because of my political career. I never got that chance to go and find out those 10 days where I can go and just miss from the world. But when I came here, uh, I came to know in 2016 or 17 that there is a center here in Toronto. So I just applied for it. First time I didn't get it. Second time I didn't get it. 2018 I got the chance to get in there, and that was my first 10 days, and
So
that was silent.
Vipassana.
First time I went for Vipassana, and I went there for 10 days. It was life changing. So, I mean, the whole thing
So
changed.
we started. How what changed?
What changed? Like I was carrying so many grudges. I had so much depression in me, and all those things were there. But when I sat down there, and I always had this feeling like, oh, that person did this to me, and I'll take care of it in future whenever the time will come. And when you sit down for 10 days, the whole life plays in front of you, and you start realizing, oh, this happened to me, and then you'll realize if I had done this thing, this would not have happened. Everywhere you'll find your fault because you did this and that's why this happened. You could have taken this different angle and that person was not wrong, you were wrong, but we never introspect that way. And that vipassana gives you, and all of a sudden you start letting go everything. On the 10th day you're just crying, nothing else, because you have done so many mistakes in your life. And once you just let it go, and once you realize that everything was your fault, and now you don't have any grudges against anybody, you'll feel so light, and you'll so kind hearted and so focused on different things, because now you're not thinking of taking revenges. Now you're not thinking of anybody had done something wrong with you. So everything cleans up. And then so that is my first experience, and that experience was such a strong experience that now I cannot live without going there for 10 days every year. So now I have done many other things like Satipatanam, which is the next stage of that course. I've done that also. This year I was going for 20 days. They didn't allow. They said you still have to do more practice before we can take you for 20 days. So I'll go soon for
Very,
20
very
days.
interesting. So I will also mention to you that I had the good fortune of interviewing Goenkaji in person,
Oh,
right in
that's
studio. That was
yeah,
a while ago, though, of course.
yeah,
But the way he would speak, his voice was
yeah, yeah.
very powerful. And
Very
as you
powerful.
mentioned about Osho and Mahesh Yogi ji, I mean, he also
Yeah,
carried something. And
exactly.
so, but coming back to your book, and since we have just few minutes left, so
Yeah,
I would like your very favorite chapter from the book. I know all chapters are good; they lead to one another. But
yeah,
let me say, when you say planning own your journey, I think
yeah,
this also summarizes, because many of us do not invest enough of attention on planning, and then we say, oh, this didn't happen, though
yeah.
we had not visualized it. So talk to me about the importance of planning.
So basically, why plan? Because even if you don't plan, the life will carry on, time will go away, and you get up in the morning, you go to the office, you come back in the evening, you sleep, just to hope that tomorrow morning you'll get up and you'll do the same routine again. So this I call is a default life, which everybody lives. If you plan, then you can start living the designer life. And what could be better than designer thing? The designer is the best thing. So if you can design your own life, because if you think very carefully, everything what you are today is all by your choice. You chose the school, you chose the subject, you chose the colleges, you chose the what you want to become, you chose your job. This is different thing. Like they interviewed you, finally they offered you. It is you who accepted the job. If you said no, you would not have been in this job. So I say everything you are choosing. So when you are choosing for yourself, choose the best. Go for the best one, and you can plan for it. And the only thing is, today's generation, I call them microwave generation. They want quick results. The time for preparatory, which we call it, which is the most important time, you can cook the food just like that, bring from the market and put it in the microwave, and it will cook and you can eat it. But is it really cooked properly? To cook it properly, you have to give enough time, you have to mix it, marinate it, and then cook it on a slow cooking. Give it its own time for preparation, and then see the difference between the two tastes. Similarly, your life, if you prepare well, if you plan well, if you give it enough time to give you a shape, it doesn't matter which position in hierarchy you are sitting, as long as it is as per your choice, as long as you're enjoying your job, as long as you're enjoying the returns, that is it. That's the point of happiness. You could be sitting at the top and you're always depressed, you're always in the stress, because that imposter syndrome is the biggest in the highest position. They say that I do not know that much, people might know this thing.
Yeah.
So
So yeah,
yeah,
sorry, Swamiji, just few minutes. So I moved to the last chapter of your book, which is titled "Life is a Celebration," and here you have a quote by Oprah Winfrey. She said, "The more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate."
right.
Keeping this quote in mind, and now combining your role as a mentor, when you say something like this to someone who is facing a lot of failures, things are not happening the way he she wants, so how do you help people uh, make a shift in the way they see their present?
Right. So mostly, I when I deal with international students here, most of the time they are depressed and they say, "Oh, this is not the life I was looking for. This is not. I'm not getting any job." And then if you realize them, why you are forgetting that it's time for celebration? You are sitting in Canada. Thousands of students in India, they are wishing to come, willing to come to this country, and they are not getting selected. You are here. This is the reason for celebration. And now you are one of those few percentage of the people, those who can come to this land. It's only question of time when you'll get the job. If you are working in a coffee shop right now, take it as an opportunity to learn the culture for Canada. Coffee shop is the best place because most of the people will come there and they'll from different cultures. You'll get to interact them, and that coffee shop guy is paying you to learn all those things. And as soon as you mind shift that much that somebody is paying you to learn something, and then it doesn't remain 9 to 5 job and you start enjoying it. So this way I try to give them the confidence. I tell them my story, and when they see this guy also came the same way and now he's established, they get that confidence. That's yes, it's time to celebrate. We can become like him one day.
So, talking about mantra for success, I think that would require you to study the book properly. But I'll
Yeah.
just quote three lines from the chapter called Execution, where you say, "Commitment is what gets you started, consistency is what gets you somewhere, and persistence is what keeps you going." And these are the success principles. And the advice from Samir Lalji is that practice them diligently. And I'm happy that you have practiced them on yourself. And there are some personal references in in terms of how you overcame certain issues. Not getting into that in details, but your concluding remarks, Samirji.
My concluding remarks is just believe in yourself. You everybody is equipped with everything. The only thing is we are playing short. We are creating our own barriers. We are all creating our own cocoons. Come out of it. Come out of comfort zone. Life is waiting for it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful out there.
So that assurance is beautiful, and that assurance which tells us that life is beautiful. And
Yes,
indeed, it is beautiful. Again, the way we see it, that shapes our life, and how
absolutely.
should we see it, we get from people who are experienced and who have meditated extensively for many years, like Samir Lalji. Unfortunately, he has shared his wisdom in the form of this book also, which once again I'll say I enjoyed reading very very much, and it was like the book was talking to me. So maybe it'll talk to you also. So thank you very much and lots of good wishes,
Thank
Samir
you.
ji.
Thank
Thanking
you.
Samir ji, and thanking all of you with lots and lots of good wishes. May you come up with your own mantra for success, along with the
Abs-
mantras that you have in this book also. Thank you.